just as we've seen in Bloxwich, the same thing happens here. I'll just repeat, because I don't know if we press the record, that the gates are up there. There's no traffic coming through because it's not big enough anymore. And we are at Pelsell. I'm going to call it Pelsell Cemetery because I don't know the name. There is no name on the front of the cemetery to tell you where you are. And this one here is pretty nice, as you can see. And we'll carry on down this way. One of the old crosses is here. It's the old-fashioned crosses. You don't see many of them anymore. I can see 1839. That's probably one of the oldest ones I've seen for a while, the 18th century. Looking over the back there. See, I can see another one over there, which I think is this one here. You can see the gravestone is lying down. Another one which is lying down. Now as we go to here, we can see again flat graves, as I call them. And the one here, look, is sinking it into the ground. I do believe this is privately owned. I'm not sure. I don't think this has anything to do with the council. You can see these block things here. I've got a lot of sunlight on me. I hope you can see them. I'm going to have a closer look at them if we can get through down the side of the graves. We can have a little look and see. These closer up, you can see these are the ones I was on about. These blocks here are right up against a tree, and there is a grave here that was a grave. Oh, this is all part of the same grave, which was a grave. And we've got one on there, 1938 at the back. Some more sunken graves here. Lots of sunken graves here, as you can see, everywhere. I'm looking now. There's more sunken graves here than what we found in Bloxwich, I'd say. So, we'll get back on the path. It's a bit bumpy and dippy here. I don't want to be falling down no holes. If I can help it. Another sunken grave here. Nice big strong cross here. You can see that. 1943. Let me just check that. I think we're looking at 1945, just after the year after the Second World War had finished. And another one here. You can see that there's brambles between these two graves. And over the back, we can see that there's a lot of sunken graves again. So this is a nice one. I'm not going to go right onto this because I don't really want to be, because it's 2023, I don't really want to be showing any names on that one. But you can see how nice that one is. It's probably the best one in here, to be honest, because I haven't seen nothing like that. That is absolutely beautiful. We've got another dark one over there, black gravestone, which is pretty decent. And that's going back to, that can't be right. Can't be right, surely. Yes, 1833 to 1971, that black gravestone there. 1833 to 1971. And there's two people you can see. 1873 to 1950. That's not bad. These lived a good life, a really good life. There's a bit where The brambles are in the middle. Couple of sticks there from the trees. Normal for a graveyard. I'm just looking at something I just spotted in the distance, which I'm going to have a look at now. Which you might be able to zoom into that actually, so it's going to be a bit difficult to get over there. And with this guy here, I've spotted peeping over the whole graveyard basically. But he, or she, I'm going to have a closer look because I'm a bit interested in that, to be honest. Why is that? It's like that. Obviously, it's a gravestone of some sort. But I'm going to have a look if I don't go down no holes, because it is a bit. And there's another one here, sunk into the ground. Again, what's going on with British graveyards? Why aren't we doing enough? Another one here. And you can see how long the grass is, but I don't know, does it matter? Because there is still gravestones in between that grass. So I'd say yes, it matters. Because there is this, which is in here, as you can see. And that is actually a gravestone. I'll need to get the date of that because that is, 1919. So there you go. This one stands on top of that grave. And you got, this one's not in too bad condition for a gravestone, to be honest. A couple of crosses over the back there. One dark one right in the back, overgrown. I think overgrown is a more problem, isn't it? I mean, this looks to me like it has been cut recently, this has. Whether they've got volunteers to actually come in and trim the garden up, cemetery garden, whatever we're going to call it, and then we get that. So this is privately owned. Do they just concentrate on that part, which is the latest ones? But I can see, yeah, I think they're all the latest ones. Let's just go over there and have a little look how tidy that one is to this. But they have, by the look of it, you can see they have took the trouble to actually cut the grass on here, which is a better thing than what I've seen at Bloxwich. There's Bloxwich Council grave. They never cut any grass, did they? We were seeing overgrown brambles, overgrown sunken graves, weeds everywhere, long grass everywhere, and it just wasn't suitable for a public graveyard to look like that. So what I'm saying is, this looks a lot better than what the other place did. And I don't know the name of this. I know this is in Pelsall, just at the back of Pelsall Common. But unfortunately, I don't know what this is called. We'll give a good review on this because this is looking really, really good. And even the benches here look a lot better than what they did in Bloxwich. Old benches in Bloxwich, all bird crap over them. These, I would sit on that, to be honest. That I would sit on. So I'm going to have a look over here now. You can see a lot of loved ones there. But this has all been cut and looked after. This is probably one of the tidiest ones that I've done. And you got the church over there. I can just see in the distance, which it's making it very difficult with the sunlight because the sun's so bright to actually see the screen. I'm not going to go all the way up because at the top there, I can see in the distance at the children's grave, so I don't want to go up into that area because that would be a little bit not right to do that. I wouldn't feel right doing that. So we'll turn around here, and you can see how they're scattered about, but they are really, really looked after it. And that, in my books, is very good. And I would say that council graveyard, I'm going to call you because you have no name, well done, good job, absolutely. Just so what we're looking for is this. Okay, maybe over the back there, where the wall goes over the graveyard, maybe they haven't took much time over there, which I think they should, but not all of it, because there is a gravestone, as we've seen with that little figure, that statue on it, that I think they should cut that bit where the statue is, which they have. If I remember, they have done like a bit of grass up towards where that statue is, but all round it. Let's just have another look, just to clarify that. As you can see round it, it has been cut. But the thing I'm going to say is that there is another one over there, but I do say they have trim round that, so that's pretty good. But I'm sure there's still another one over there, which is in, yeah, right at the back there. Let me just zoom in on that one. That one there is pretty recent one. So why haven't they cut round that one? I'm going to go back and have a look at that one actually, because I do remember that looked like a modern grave. So I need to go and have a look if that is a modern grave. And that's the question why they didn't trim round that one. I can see a cross next to it, which I know the cross is an old one, but I'm more concerned about the little gravestone what's sitting in the middle of that. And if I can get into it, I will. You can see here now what I was saying, where they've left this bit here. I mean, you wouldn't need to cut that bit or that bit. Just make a path up here that people can come and have a look at the grave. If you made a path through here, it's 1948 and it sits right in the back. And over there, we've got two more old graves, which they haven't bothered up here. So are they just concentrating on one particular area, or are we going to see this area cut down so people can walk and visit these graves? Even though it's not your loved one, some people like to do graveyard walkarounds. So sometimes we like to have a look at the graves, see how old the graves are, and have that pleasure to do that. But when you get this and you can't get in there, it spoils a little bit of the curiosity and enjoyment of the peaceful graveyards. And a lot of people like to come and sit. I know there's people like to come and sit into these places where it's peaceful, quiet, and you can hear the birds and the water here. Remember when I done Block Switch and I was saying about scrolls? This is what I was on about. These scrolls. So let me get my other phone, take a picture of that scroll, and then what we can do is we can GPT it later. And just bear with me a minute while I try and multitask a little bit here. It's not going to be easy. I'm just going to scroll that up. So just trying to juggle a bit with this. Okay, so let me get a picture of that scroll. Okay, so we've done that. So later on I'll have a look at that before we put the video out, and we'll have a look and see if what that actually means, because I've never known what that means. Now, something else I read a lot when I was doing these, that some of the graves have numbers on the back. The only thing I can see on the back of this one is this, which I think is the makers of the stone, GD Memorials, which is not actually the number of the grave. When I was doing some research on the graveyards, it did tell me that some of the graves have numbers on the back, so they can track where these graves are if somebody wanted to look for them. So I'm just going to have a look at one of the new ones and see if there's a number on the back of that, because that interests me in a little bit. Oh, there's 2 benches here, look, both together. That's good. Oh, we seen the green one up there earlier, didn't we? But we must have missed these 2, unless I come over from that way and I didn't see them. So this one looks like, I can see now, is the people who made the gravestone again. So they're putting their names on the back of the gravestone, so you can see who. GD Memorials is the same one was over there. That again looks like GD Memorials. So they're doing pretty well. There's another one I can see there, GD Memorials. So what's that? Let's go and have a look at this one. Okay, so that one's got like the name, the date of the person what's in now. I haven't seen that before. That's new to me. GD Memorials. So a lot of people up here rely on GD Memorials. SAGs, whatever that means. That must be another memorial company. Teddy She, that must be another memorial company. Fletcher's, I don't know whether that's related to the name of the person or if it's a grave itself. Yeah, it is actually related to the person of the grave. So you can get confused. Unless you see GD Memorials, then you know it's the maker of the stone. But then you get names like that, which confuses the situation, because now I don't know whether that's this Teddy Sheet. I don't know if that's a maker, or I think it might be something to do with the people that are buried there to rest. I just wanted to have a look at this over here, because this is probably where you put your rubbish. Now, you remember when I was talking about block switch and we was on about seeing rubbish in the graveyards? This one has been obviously put over here because this is the older part. Obviously they wouldn't put it over that side because it's a newer part. So every time I come to a graveyard and we do these audits, this is what we find. Every time I come into a graveyard, this is what I'm finding. I mean, my theory is you come into a graveyard peacefully to see nice scenes, nice gravestones, because today's technology is better than what it used to be. We did look at some old gravestones that were done in the 18th century or 50s, which is totally different to me. Look at this. This is a bit of a letdown now, isn't it? We was praising this graveyard, but now it looks like they leave bottles. What I'll recommend there is some metal shelving in the corner by the tap, in rows of bottles, if you're going to put the bottles there, just for the presentation for the graveyard. And probably some sort of bin here to put this in, some big square bin that you could put all this rubbish in, which would be good. But at the minute, it's let it down a little bit. It's not as big as Bloxwich. It's okay. It's maintained, it's looked after, which is good. What we look for in this type of thing. And there you go on the side of it. A lot of branches. And these slabs here as well been left there. It's just you're always going to find something, ain't you, that is disappointing about it. And then you're going to find nice things about it, and you're ready to praise it and say, like, oh, this is absolutely fantastic. And then you get this, which absolutely lets it down. So, and over there, I mean, that bin up there, which I've just spotted, which I did see on the way in, when I can get that up to it. See that bin, wheelie bin? I believe that that bin should originally be put in here, so you can throw all the junk into that. So there's no reason for that bin to be up there. That don't make any sense to me. When you've got all this here, put the bins up there. Whether they've not long emptied it and not brought it back down, I don't know, but I think it would be a good idea to bring the bin down here. I'm not going to do it, obviously, and put it in there where it's needed. Something else I just spotted as well, which is pretty good. Now, I don't know whether this is what somebody else has put in. Is this bench here? See that? Now, I don't know whether somebody has put that. Oh, there's another one up there as well. Has put that in themselves, which I'm believing that it could be possible. Now, somebody has actually put that there. I don't know if it's a memorial or is it to make the graveyard look nice. As you can see, it sits on the side of the graveyard. So if I go around like that, this is where it sits. Then I did see, I'll get back on the path for this, I don't want to walk over where I shouldn't be. If I go over here, then just in the side there, which I haven't seen before, I've got sunlight on this now as well. If I can just zoom in there a little bit. If I've got the sunlight, I can't see. Somewhere over there, I think that's it now. Let's say it. No, it's a bit further up than that. You might be able to see it on the camera. I can't see it because of sunlight. There is a dark black bench over there. There's two benches on the side here. I haven't seen before in any graveyard like this, these type of benches. It's always been the green wooden ones or the grey wooden ones with the concrete legs. These I haven't seen before, so that's a good touch. That's a good little thing. We just do a little pan on the graveyard like that. So you can see the whole graveyard as it is by panning around like that. Going right back to the entrance. I'm not going to knock this too much because I do believe that they have took a lot of time to maintain this. I think it'll be volunteers, and to be honest, they've done a good job of keeping the grass down. The only disappointing thing is back there where we looked at earlier. I do think they need to cut just round where the gravestones are, not the whole thing, just so if anybody's doing a walk round or they're doing a history search and they're doing a graveyard history search, they can get to all the graves. I think it's very important that we get access to all the gravestones in the graveyard. So I'm going to go back up to the entrance now, because I think this will conclude our video for today. But yeah, I'm impressed with that. That's good. And that graveyard I was on about, the not the graveyard, the grave there, It's absolutely the best grave in the whole graveyard. There's been a lot of money gone into that. But Pelsall Graveyards are going to call you. Good job. Put a lot of shame on Bloxwich, which is a council run. This is private run. Just a little downfalls with the rocks up there by the entrance, all piled up to the wall, and the long grass over there where the stones are. Apart from that, I can't fault it. Okay, we got sunken grave, but that could be age and everything. I'm not going to knock that. It don't look like any vandalism. It does look like generally sunk down. I can't see any vandalism anywhere in here at all to indicate that that's happened. I don't think they get that. And another thing we must point out, that if their gravestones are starting to deteriorate and fall, they are actually doing something like this and laying them down. So I'm impressed today with this graveyard. I think absolutely outstanding. Few minor faults with the grass at the back, as we know, and the rocks at the top, which I'll show you in a minute what I mean. Two little faults, but apart from that, absolutely great. The pathway, excellent. All the way up, look, slabs. We go down here, again, excellent, all the way down. Can't absolutely fault that. So we'll make our way up to the entrance now. We've nearly concluded this video for today with the graveyard audits, and I think it's been a good one, this. I really think they've done a good job with this, and I'm not going to fault it. I mean, the only issue was with that grass, and I'm just going to show you what the other issue was I had with this. Apart from that, it's been fine. It's been absolutely fine. So let me just show you what I meant to the second concern, which is this one, as you can see. And then the bin up here, which should be down there, which you can see has been emptied. So that's it for Pelsall Graveyard, guys. Great audit, brilliant. Some little issues with things like this, but nothing really to worry about. So thanks for watching, guys. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, don't forget to like, and we'll see you when we do the next one. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.